Alright everyone, welcome back to the YouTube channel. Today we are bringing to you our first of many FIFA 21 Ultimate Team squads, starter squads. These are going to be some squads that are going to be super accessible within the first couple days, couple weeks of the game. So we're starting off today with the Premier League Ultimate Team squad. They do not exactly have a set price for this, but I would assume it's definitely going to be well under 100,000 coins. This is going to be focused more off of the meta as opposed to, getting super high-rated players or anything. Obviously, it's, we're starting off a meta. It's going to be cheap players, low-rated. So, a couple of these guys, we're going to have replacements off the bench. Depending on how the prices end up being in the first couple of days, you can alternate these players. So we're going to be running a 4-3-3 this formation. Off the left wing, we are going to go with Felipe Anderson, the 81 rated left mid. As you can see, he's got the 89 pace, decent shooting, decent pace, good enough dribbling. These can all be improved with the chem style, obviously. And he's got the 4-star. Now, the first alternative to him is going to be Pulisic, the Chelsea American. For some reason, I don't understand why he's a non-rare. Doesn't matter. It makes him cheaper. So, depending on who's cheaper, they're essentially pretty much the same card. So just go with whatever one's cheaper. If you need the Brazilian link or Premier League Chelsea link, whatever, go with it. Striker, we are going with big man Richie up front. He has the 4-star skills, a 5-star weak foot, which is going to be crucial. I think he could be very expensive at the start of FIFA. Looking at the amount of strikers that we have this year, it's not many. So I think he could be pretty expensive. We have some alternatives on the bench. One of them is going to be his teammate Calvert-Lewin. He's basically a cheaper alternative. Not quite as good, obviously, but he's a cheaper alternative. So, moving to the right, we're going with Daniel James, the Welshman, second year in the Prem. Manchester United right winger, has 95 pace and okay shooting and passing stats. Obviously, you guys remember his Future Stars and his Summer Heat card in FIFA 21. He's a pace merchant, was easy to get by people, so we're going to be going with Dan James off the right. Moving into the midfield, one of the cards that really stood out to me as soon as the ratings were released was Fred. The Brazilian midfielder playing for Manchester United has a really, really well-rounded card. Throw an anchor or something on that, and you've got yourself a pretty solid CDM. And he's a small card. He's very small, so he moves fairly well, I would say. He's also got 4-star, so if you want to put like a catalyst on him and play him in a cam role, you easily could. Another midfielder that was very popular this past FIFA was Sissoko, the Spurs midfielder, was an absolute unit in the midfield of the majority of teams for a long time. You get a slight downgrade, but that's okay. Stats are definitely more than usable the first month to 2 months of FIFA, depending on what cards come out. Obviously, we don't really know what's going to be going on with the start of FIFA because of COVID and everything going on. So, the last of the three midfielders, we're going to go with Torreira. It was tough. The midfield pickings are very slim in the Premier League. So I think this gives us a very well-rounded team, or midfield, I should say. Decent pace, decent enough defending. I mean, Fred's the lowest, so I would assume a lot of people would mostly play him at cam. But it's a pretty well-rounded midfield. Moving into the back, this is where we have a lot of options. We're going to be going with Tierney at left back simply because of his pace. Low defensive, which is fine. For fullbacks who want to worry about pace. For a replacement off the bench, we're going to be going with Van Aanholt. He's another card that I could see being somewhat expensive. I'm not exactly sure just yet, but he could be quite expensive along with Tierney. So same thing, whichever one's cheaper, go with, because they're about the same card. So for the left center back, we're going to be going with Nathan Ake, the Dutchman who has signed for Manchester City this summer. It's going to be one of the better cheap center back options that the Premier League offers. Obviously, with Joe Gomez getting up to an 83 this year, he's going to be a lot more expensive. Because as you can see here, there's not many cheap, good center back options. I mean, these guys, Fernandinho is going to be slow. Alderweireld and Laporte are going to be very slow as well. Obviously, they're usable for a little bit at the start of FIFA, but not many options. So, That leaves my next one being Eric Bailly. We're going to go with Eric Bailly. This is simply maybe a little bit of a bias on my part, just because I want to see a Manchester United player in the back line. Eric Bailly, I think, has played well the start of the season here. So I'm personally going to be putting him in my squad. The other player that you could throw in the team would be Davinson Sanchez. It is essentially the same card. I mean, they're side by side. They're very, very similar. Obviously, he's got the slight boost in defending in-game stats. I haven't taken a close look at yet. So, honestly, whichever one's cheaper. Davinson Sanchez, I would assume, would be a little more expensive. But if he's a little more expensive or around the same price, you be the judge. Right back, we are going to be going with Hector Bellerin. Another player that has high pace, average defending. Again, it's just going to be one of those pace players. You're probably not going to need to touch him and Tierney's pace at the start of FIFA, considering there's only a few wingers in the game that really go above that 90 pace threshold that you're going to be seeing early on in the game. So moving on to goalkeeper, we have two options here. One that I think is going to be a very good card at the start of FIFA is Alphonse Areola. He is... the card looks really good, I can't lie. With goalkeepers, most of the time you're going to throw a basic on them. You can throw whatever comes down, but most of the time you're going to go with a basic. I think it looks like a really, really solid card. As a backup goalkeeper, we're going to go with Dean Henderson. So that rounds up the goalkeeper options in the team. And also the other center back option, depending on what you guys get out of packs, whatever it may be. Lindelof is another good option as well. He's got the 81 defending, so again, it's whoever you can get your hands on, whoever you can afford. That's gonna be basically what you do, I guess. And then for a backup or another option at your right wing, we decided to go with Mason Greenwood, assuming that he's going to keep the 5-star weak foot and potentially get a 4-star skill move option. Obviously, his stats aren't the best, but for the first couple of weeks of FIFA, this card could be really, really good. And if he does get that 4-star weak foot, or the 4-star skill move upgrade, I think that, honestly, I'd slot him in over Dan James. Plus, he's a common gold, so he could be significantly cheaper than Dan James, especially considering the pace. So if he does get the skill move upgrade, I'm definitely going to go with Mason Greenwood, assuming that Dan James is 4-star again. So yeah, guys, thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed this content and you like this team, make sure you leave a thumbs up on the video and subscribe to the channel. Let me know in the comment section down below what team you want to see next. I plan on doing all top 5 leagues, so Liga and Serie A, La Liga, Bundesliga, and obviously Premier League here. And then I will later do my team as well as some hybrid squads. Let me know in the comment section down below what you would change in this team. And if you have any suggestions for later squads, let me know in the comment section down below. Make sure you subscribe, turn that notification bell on, and we will see you in the next video. Peace, fellas.